Right. Well, then, welcome everybody. Here we are finally after a full day of technical challenges. I don't know whether we put it down to sunspots or other energies that are changing. Here we are, Ginny and Una. Let's start with a little bit of an introduction of what's happening and where we're coming from. So this is originally we started with when we couldn't meet outside anymore, we started going online to do these meetings. And yes, it was such a beautiful experience to be underneath the stars, underneath the dark sky and meditating. And we'd do that all over the world. Ginny in New Zealand, me in the US or Europe. And then we did it online because we couldn't go out. We'd do meditations, we'd do ceremonies. And that happened shortly after you and I met, Ginny, right? That happened.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. I was in New Zealand at that time, 2020, March 2020. And there too,
That's
we
right.
had absolutely extraordinary experiences.
Yeah.
Now, what has been happening in these last 4 years, it's 2025 now, so almost 5 years, are these tremendous changes in the world. And we did these meditations in different formats, in different ways. At some point I came to New Zealand and I had the privilege of staying with you, Ginny, for, was it 6 months? Yeah.
It was something like that. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. We got together with other healers and did these pyramid meditations and streamed them live. And yeah, it's then at some point we all got busy. There were,
Mm.
we moved houses, we moved to different countries. Some of us had old parents to take care of or became grandmothers. Congratulations, Ginny.
Thank you.
And now there was a change in the background frequency. For me, it was sort of over the holidays. And I felt that push to do this again, to pick this up again, a little bit different, but to be here. And one of the big pushes that happened for me was a conversation that I had with James Rose, with possibly some of you know. He's been very active in the UK and brought lots and lots of people into the C5 community, the contact work community. And he and I, we had a really heart-to-heart talk, a long talk about all sorts of things that one doesn't mention on a live stream on YouTube. But it was really, really good. And one thing he said, I told him I was thinking of starting this up again. And he said, please, please, please do. He said, he's getting so many people who are asking him questions about what's going on and what to believe and what not to believe.
Mm.
And he also mentioned how much these meditations changed him and affected him and touched him. And I particularly want to mention James because he's in hospital right now and he can need all the wonderful vibes that we can send him. This is not a secret, it's all over Facebook. And I know so many people are sending him good energy because he has been, in my experience, always very conscientious, very humble, and really well intentioned. So yes, wonderful vibes, get better very quickly, instantly, preferably, so that you can be amongst us again in active form. And Yeah, the changes. So this is basically why we're on here. Ginny, you had that push too. You were also ready for this, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's almost like having a sense for quite a long time that there is something coming and not knowing what that is, and being able to help the collective in whatever way possible. And of course, we were getting feedback about what we had done in the past and how that had helped a lot of people. So yeah, bringing this back up, it's a great way to give back and not expect anything in return, and to know that you're making a difference.
Mhm.
Really helps also. And yeah, it's funny because messages has come up, and transformation and change, all those words of which sent some people into a spiral of panic. Um, Not me particular. I actually think change is good, and we all know that this how humanity is living um, has to change. So the truth has to be revealed, and it is slowly. So yeah, lots and lots of things going on around the world, and it is hard to know what's right and what's not right, and you really got to follow your own heart, your own discernment. What does it feel like? Does that feel as if it's true? And it's teaching us all to connect in to our higher selves, to our souls, so that we can move forward under our truth, whatever that is for us. So yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, and we decided to focus on messages because many times these calls are all about what some people call the phenomena and the excitement about something unusual happening. But what happens? What do we
Mm.
do with that? Is there a message in there that we actually follow? That's really the whole point of everything. So changes, and you may have watched my video on changes, which is also on this channel on the front page. From the human design perspective, we are made for these changes. That's why we're here, and many of us know that. Like you and me, we know we're excited about this because we know we're here for this, and each one of us
Yes.
has to do their bit for what we're meant to be here in whatever way
Yeah.
that is. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. You can feel it, can't you? The mission, I call it, the mission, is slowly unfolding, and still we don't know exactly what the final mission is. It all depends on how things unfold. But yeah, we're definitely here for these times of change,
Yeah.
and to help keep things uplifted as we sail through the changes, I will say.
Yes, and that's one of the messages that I received a year ago, Ginny. This is a whole year ago when I was at this. I was doing a brain training with externalized mind, and part of that is you do get messages, you do get information coming into the brain, and I had this ET is what I felt it was like. Say
Mm,
to me, only put out goodness, only put out
mm,
purity. That's
mm.
that's the only way forward. And the image I was given, I'd like to share that because I made a little video clip of it. So the image I was given was if you have dirty water, you can throw more dirt in there. Throw dirt at what's dirty. If you're angry, the other person's angry. But if you pour in pure water, it starts becoming clearer.
Mm-hmm.
And you pour in just purity and cleanness and keep everything good. That's when everything becomes good. And it's like the glass, you could imagine the glass being your body. Just allow pure things coming in, pure from the environment, pure from emotions. Or you could imagine the glass being the whole earth or the whole universe. If we keep on putting out goodness, purity, wellness, then eventually everything will be clean and pure, and you can start seeing the grass behind the glass. I did this little clip in my backyard. So it took me a whole year to work on this, because I still had these ideas of, using words that would not be positive, or finding ways of expressing myself, or needing to react to certain things that I've still got it going. You can hear the water splashing in the background. There we go. It really took me a whole year, and I don't think I'm perfect yet, but I feel like I've made a big move, and that's, I think, what the messages are about. We need to work on ourselves to improve ourselves from whatever point we're at. The messages are here to show us how to grow in consciousness. And for that, I'd like to share one more thing. This also comes from when I was thinking about, when I was at that brain training. This actually, I think I've got an interview with Alice who does this on, also somewhere on the YouTube channel. It's, if we think of our little brain, in that little brain, we have beliefs, we have opinions, and we have judgments. And we can use this little brain, yes, and then we do have beliefs, opinions, and judgments, but we can seep into the oneness brain, or the externalized brain, or the universal brain. And when we use that outer brain, there is knowingness. Beliefs are not beliefs anymore. They're an inner knowing, and that's what you talked about, Ginny, of we need to come to our own inner truth. And opinions become wisdom. These are very subtle, but really important shifts. And judgments become discernments. So when we have judgments, it's this is good and this is bad. When we have discernments, it moves from this is good and this is bad, this red is good and blue is bad, something like that, to discernment. I like red, I don't like blue, or I want this pillow, I don't want that. It's not that one is good or one is bad. It's not like you choose a partner and the partner is good and somebody else's partner is bad, or this food is good and that food is bad. It's this is what I want and this is what I don't want. That's the difference between judgment and discernment. And maybe we can just sort of feel into that sense of, that's when you lose your words. You're in that, whatever you call it, the universe, the prana, the chi, and you operate this avatar body that has its own mind, its little mind, its brain that works, and the heart that works, and all these physical things that work. But you're operating that from the grandness, from the greatness, from of the outside.
Mm. I totally understand that, because it almost feels like, but this is how my head feels anyway. I've got my own here, and I'm here, but at the same time, I feel totally connected to absolutely everything. And
Yeah.
that seems to be how I roll. Even when I go out, some people would say, well, you're not grounded, and I might not be, but that's how I'm my antennas, that's what I call them. My antennas are always on alert, or picking up information constantly wherever I go. I'm always got those antennas out, unless I've like gone to the movies and I've shut everything down and I'm totally focused on whatever I'm doing at the time. Then it's different. But even driving down the main highway, my antennas are always out, bringing in some information. Sometimes I might get ideas come in, or whatever it is. Sometimes I pick up what somebody else might be thinking in another car that's on the road.
Yes.
And I'm aware of that. So it's about being fully aware of yourself, as well. As we move through life, being fully aware of what we're thinking. Is this in my information, or am I picking up information from the collective? I even think, because I've got over this, or I'm getting over this flu that I've had, which was a real strange one. It sort of started off as feeling like an allergy for about 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden it broke out into the flu. And honestly, while it was at the allergy stage, I was thinking, what on earth am I picking up on something out there that is affecting me? I really thought that it might have been, I'm picking up on the collective, something or the other,
Yeah.
and clearing stuff through me from the collective, because I did, like I said, I live fully open and expanded, and I do have to consciously ground myself. And like I think many of us are now, and it's so important to actually keep grounding and keep connected to the earth, and go and lie on the earth if you can.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is important. And I love what you said, that it's almost like you have two channels. You have the channel
Yeah,
for the outside, and you have the channel for the internal mind, right?
yeah, yeah,
So you're listening to two things, and you're receiving and you're sending out through the
yeah,
inside and the outside. And it's almost like the head is a membrane. And
yes, yeah,
uh, I'll tell you a story. I've been, for 4 years now, I've been hearing words come into my brain. And I was trying to figure out, where did they come from and what do they mean? And they seem to be totally random. So a few days ago, I received totally random words, and it's as though ink were dropped into my brain, and it sort of like expands through, like it would flow through water. And I've got to figure out what
yeah.
it is. So I'm waking up, and the first word that came was blonde. And it
Oh,
did not make sense at all. Why would that word seep into my mind? And the next word that came was computer.
oh,
And blonde and computer just did not make sense at all. And the next word that came was green. And now, Ginny, I've been working with trying to figure out a green screen. for the computer. So green computers, so we've got these two connected. And then there's this thing about people who are blonde or light haired have difficulties with green screens for some reason. And I think that's why so many of the podcasters wear hats, because there's this slight shadow around the head. And I've been working for several days trying to figure out how to remove that. Haven't gotten there yet. If somebody's got information, let me know. And I'm just looking at the chat. Hey, Rob. Hi, Bean, to you. Back to you, Bean. Hi, Marion. Good to see you. And so let's see, where was I? The messages. Everybody receives messages, I think, in different ways. So I received these messages about the green screen, that this is going to be a thing I will need to deal with. Had I maybe listened longer, maybe I would have received the solution. Who knows? Yeah. So one of the, oh, maybe let's do that. I think that the meditation that James was referring to, that was life-changing for him, I think I know which one. Maybe I don't. We'll see. I'm sure James will let me know. But let's do that one together, just to center and come into a space together as though we were in a circle. And we know there's no time. So anybody watching it, whenever you're watching it, imagine time just being inside a bucket, and all time is just bundled up inside the bucket. And we will drop into our heart, to our heart space. Really let the consciousness be in that physical heart space in your chest. Wherever it was before, let it drop into your chest. And fill that chest, that treasure chest. Fill that treasure chest with a lot of love. Just as much love as you can muster at this time. Really feel it until the space is so tight with all the love. And then, in your imagination, or for real, touch the earth, touch the ground, very gently. Touch Mother Earth, ever so gently. And send her that love. Send all that love that you have down to Mother Earth, right into her heart space. And you might feel that she's a living, conscious being. Filling her with your love. That frequency that holds everything together. Let it all seep into the Mother Earth heart space. And when you feel you're done, just sit back and relax. Relax and breathe and Perhaps you feel sunshine on your skin. And wait. Wait until that powerful love gets sent back right to you from Mother Earth. And it always happens. It always happens. Sometimes you might need to wait a few minutes. But when you get used to this meditation, it happens so fast and so powerful. It's amplified love that you receive from Mother Earth. She and we are as one in one system. Allow that love to just powerfully pour into your heart from her. And then reach up to Father Sky. And in your imagination, gently touch Father Sky. He who protects us and is all around us. And send all the love you can find in your heart. Send it up to Father Sky. All the love and the gratitude filling the heart of Father Sky. With your personal love. That love that comes from your chest, your extraordinary treasure chest. And see it fill the heart. Of the sky, of the universe, of the cosmos. And when you're done, just sit back and relax. And wait. Perhaps you can imagine yourself lying in a meadow inside your heart. You yourself inside of your heart space. Knowing that love will come back 1,000-fold, streaming into your heart. Perhaps it's right away, because perhaps it takes a few minutes, but it always comes back amplified. Comes back amplified, filling you. Creating that light inside of you, turning that light on, that love light and that gratitude light. That is so immensely, extraordinarily powerful, which is the way we get through these times of changes with our light turned on. In every cell is part of the energy supply system for the light to shine. And perhaps as we're sitting here together, you can see and feel and become aware of all the other lights shining brighter and brighter and brighter, becoming illuminated, lightening up. And as we do so, we connect in a frequency of coherence which is closer to the frequencies of the shining ones, the illuminated ones that have progressed beyond the physical body, beyond the veil, who are so eager to connect with us when we are ready and when we call for it. So eager to guide us when we ask them. And I encourage every one of you to receive messages. Sometimes we see things, sometimes we hear things, sometimes there's serendipity happening in our life. Sometimes we hear whispers, we feel sensations. And the clearer we are, the more clear water we've poured into ourselves, the clearer the messages are. It does mean we need to take the time for this. And so thank you to all of you who are listening now and later, and really dedicated to becoming such powerful beings, the ones we are meant to be. And in your own time and your own way and your own space, keep all of that alive as you at the same time bring all of this wisdom and knowledge and discernment into your physical body consciousness. Yeah. One of the messages that I received many, many, many years ago was one that really helped me with awareness. It was to never look away, to always look exactly where you find that the body has been trained to look away. Look. Never look away. Look at what's happening. Be the witness to what's happening, whether it's hard to witness, whether it's uncomfortable to witness or not, and then to speak about it. Speak about it.
It's important to speak about it, definitely.
Yeah. When we don't speak about it, I find, Ginny, is that the memory goes away. So all these extraordinary experiences that you and I have had, if we don't speak about it, it gets lost somewhere in the memory. And I've taken to writing things down, and it's been so hard to talk about it for so long because we were unique in
Yes.
Family and friends often weren't ready for our awareness and our perspective and experiences.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And even some people in the spiritual communities cannot go to the ET stuff. They just cannot do it. And that's fine. It just means they're not ready yet. I've had that before. I've had people say, oh, Ginny's gone too far into the ET stuff now. And that's my life. So I've had so many experiences like yourself, Una, that why would I deny the experiences that I've had just because someone else can't handle it? So it is me, it's the spiritual experiences, the ET experiences, and all the life experiences. It's what makes us up, makes who we are today. Um, and I like who I am today. I like who I have developed into. I am true as much as I possibly can be to myself and other people. And yeah, I think that with wisdom, of course, and age, these things come. And of course, speaking your truth is very important, especially now. And it depends on how we do it, of course. So it's not reacting, it's just speaking what you need to speak, the truth of you and who you are. And this is for everybody. And I just wanted to say as well, just to help people keep that cup filled with all the good stuff, there's two things. I went to watch and listen to Vida Austin talk about her experiments with water, and my goodness me, it was absolutely fascinating. And I've done some experiments myself, which have been fascinating too. So the good vibes that you put into your cup of water, you put love, open your heart in front of it and put love into that water and good vibes and healing energy and everything else, then drink it yourself. All of that goodness just filters through your whole body, mixing with the water that you've already got in your body. And of course, it has a knock-on effect. It will expand through the water you've also got in your body. And the second thing that I wanted to just mention was all of the stuff that's out there, and that's, through being plugged on the news and the alternative news and all the thing, it's, a lot of different things going on. And I just want to bring everyone back to, there is a lot of good stuff going on too, especially within family units. There's babies being born, there's celebrations, there's people having parties, there's a lot of good stuff going on too. So we get so wrapped up in all the the perhaps not so good or the action stuff that's happening through the human collective, but just to bring it back home that there are a lot of really good love vibe things happening within families as well, which is also going out into the collective. All of that beautiful energy and that beautiful love vibes and celebrations and all of those things that are happening as well. People are still getting married, people are having babies, people are having birthday parties and celebrations. And of course, we've just had a big one that the whole world gets involved in. So yeah, just focus on that as well, that there is some good stuff happening as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
I have.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go on. I was going to say I have pulled some cards, but I'll do them at the end.
Okay. It's been quite a ride in these last years to figure out what's actually going to happen or what's happening. The world went crazy, and then what do you do with that? And what do you know? What do you not know? And one of the important things to me is be comfortable with not knowing. Be comfortable with not knowing where the drones come from. Are they man-made? Are they ET? We just don't know. Or you're taking a picture of something and we don't know what it is. It might be an orb. Is it ET? Is it unusual? Or is it a piece of dust or a bit of a picture of a mosquito? Sometimes we just don't know, and that's okay. It's perfectly okay. And what I did want to say that, yes, one of the teachings I received was that the world has lost its ceremony.
Mm.
And this is what you're speaking about, parties, celebrations.
Mm.
The world has lost its ceremony, its connection to divinity. And I think that's one of the really important messages that's coming through from all different places. One of the most important things is that we need to, in one way or another, whatever that means for you, connect to our divinity, to that part of us that is not just a physical body, plastic operational thing, but connected to that immensity of who we truly are.
Mm.
We must keep that. We must absolutely keep that connection. It's vital.
Yeah, it is. It's that's really important, and that's a great subject to bring up too, because if in meditation you're often, you can go in and see what you look like in those other realms, and I would suggest to everybody to actually do this if you get the chance. Just go into deep meditation and go, okay, I want to see what or who I look like in the realms of spirit. What do I look like? And I've seen myself, and I literally am like this 7 foot tall being of light is what I see myself as, and just frequency and light information just bubbling away there. That's how I see myself in those other realms. So everyone can go in and just see what they look like in those other realms, and then you've got an image that you can hold on to. This is me, my soul, who I am as a light being, or a being of light. And you've then got the image that you can imagine, and it's a deep knowing of who you are too. So you don't need to imagine. If you can't imagine things, that's fine as well, but just go in and know that on the inside, on the deep inside, the connection to all that is within you, what you look like.
That's a great thing to look at as a little bit of homework, if you will, or home play, and then write it into the chat. And yes, and bring it to the table next time. So I'm just seeing Rob writes, he received a message after Christmas, and it was, "It's not yours, it's ours." It's not yours, it's ours. Maybe you can explain a little more about what that refers to, or how you interpret that, because it's your message, so only you can really interpret it and know what's accurate, what's the absolute perfect frequency for that, Rob. Yeah, great thing to work on for next month. It's one of the things that I loved when my very, very first time in such a group was, wow, this is my tribe. These are people, all these people have a completely open mind and are unusual. And I loved that so much. So much. So it's, if we are having a gathering like that I'm in Kenya. In Kenya, it's an international gathering. There's people coming from all over the world there, and we still have places. So you're most welcome to come. It's in October, and you'll find it on on my website. Yeah. Ginny, what else? Do you want to pull the cards now?
Yeah, we can do the cards. So I've
Mhm.
already pulled them. There's
Okay.
4. The first one that came out is healing. So for the obviously this is for the collective. So and all of us who are here, present, and in the future. So when I pulled this card, I thought, yeah, well, that actually makes sense, because there's still a lot of old energy coming up in each one of us that needs to be released. So it's important to help it to release. So when I say old energy, we can get old memories come up of perhaps a time when we might have been not very nice to someone else, or someone else wasn't very nice to us. And, you know, old conversations that perhaps are coming up, or an event that happened perhaps when you were younger. And if you're having memories come up like that, it means they're coming up to be released. It's ready to actually let them go now. And so you can, if you like, you can sit with it again, expanding your heart with all that beautiful love vibe. And if there's someone that needs forgiveness, forgive them, forgive yourself, and then just see it leaving your body like a grey mist, just leaving. So healing is still happening. We are becoming clearer. The more we heal, the more we release all that old stuff, we are becoming clearer within ourselves. And what I'm finding is that we've literally reached a point where it is time to just let go of all that. We don't need it any longer. We're different people now to what we were back then. And it is time to just let that go, not let that affect us anymore if it is. And it's time to just let it go. Forgiveness. And you are a being, a sovereign being in your own right now, without any of that attachment. So the healing card, that is still happening. It's an ongoing thing. The next thing card that came out was spirit. So this is about what we were talking about, actually, connecting to your own spirit, connecting to the spirit of your ancestors, connecting to the spirit of your family, your soul tribe, and there is information there to be gathered. So there's information for you. Once you connect to your own spirit, your own soul, go deep within, or well, I find that going into a meditative state when doing, like, people get messages in the shower, people get messages often when they're driving, people get messages often when they're hoovering or doing housework, doing mundane stuff that you know how to do. Often you will be in a space where your imagination then is open, your spirit is open, and you can receive information then. So it's about connecting to your own spirit and allowing that information to come through, because there is so much more that you actually know than you're aware of. And if you allow yourself to send forth your spirit into your future, you will start to get snippets of information of what may unfold for you. So your own spirit has a lot of information for you to help you to move forward. The next card out was relationships. It's important to gather with your own soul tribe, your people. Come back to those ceremonies that we were talking about that seem to have been lost. Come back to those gatherings, meditation groups, whatever it is. If you're somewhere and you perhaps have, not got your tribe with you, maybe start your own meditation group so your tribe will come to you. But it's about gathering those around you that are part of your soul tribe and forming those relationships. And in groups, energy is a lot more powerful, and also the connection. Humans are like pack animals. We need connection to other humans, and even though we're sovereign and we stay sovereign, it's good to be in your own soul tribe. It's what you were saying, Oona. In when we were doing groups here, being around like-minded healers that you can say absolutely anything in front of, and you get each other.
Yeah.
So finding your soul tribe and your relationships with your family and friends as well. And the last card out was have fun. It's, life has got so serious. It's actually time to bring that fun back, have a good laugh, go and do something out of your normal realm of existence that's going to give you a big boost, some enjoyment, some fun, some laughter. That is so important as well, because that's who we are too. We are creatures of fun, and laughter's good for the soul.
Yeah.
And so,
wow, thank you,
yeah,
Ginny. That's
you're
great. And
welcome.
yes, absolutely. We are meant to enjoy this. We are definitely meant to enjoy this life. This is our major purpose, I think. And
Yeah.
are we enjoying our life? And this is also a reason why we're doing these calls, because we've heard that that's something that people need to get back to really enjoying their life. Just seeing Jan. Hi, Jan. Good to see you. Jan is from Prague and part of the international scene in Prague of what we do. And Rob, you're saying you have no idea. Yeah, we don't know who it's like my message that I received of blonde computer green. It took me a while. It takes time to learn how to pay attention to them, to these words, and how to sense into that. For me at least, it takes work. It takes work to
And
figure it
sometimes,
out.
yeah, and sometimes, like yourself, Oona, it actually, you're seeing into the future when you get these messages. So then if you wait and patient, it all starts to unfold and come together like a piece of puzzle, like for yourself with the green screen and the computer and the blonde. Often it will start to just form and come together for you.
Yeah. Yes. Well, next time we're going to have a guest on, and the guest is a wizard, uh, a fire magician, a soul artist, and I'm really looking forward to introducing him to all who watch. And otherwise, all I have to say is thank you for watching. Oh, Richard's there too. Hi, Richard. Good to see you. Walk tall and powerful as you're meant to be for times and times to come. This is an ancient saying from the far north, and it always touched me immensely when you say that. Walk tall and powerful as you are meant to be for times and times to come.
Lovely. That's beautiful.
Namaste. See you next time. The dates are down below.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, let's see.